Okay, number 5, find Osama bin Laden.
We'll smoke him out of his cave.
There's an old poster out west, as I recall, that said, "Wanted, dead or alive."
And we will not fail.
In the days after 9/11, Bush made it very clear finding bin Laden was his #1 priority. So, where do you go to find a guy who's probably living in the caves of Pakistan or Afghanistan? Well, if you're Bush, you send the majority of U.S. troops to places like Saddam Hussein's palace, Saddam's military headquarters, Saddam's summer cottage. But all that bombing, well, it tired George Bush out.
I truly am not that concerned about him.
By the way, Bush still plans to find bin Laden. He just has a new policy. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. Number 4, this is the big one. He's got to rebuild New Orleans. I mean, after Hurricane Katrina, Bush snapped into action 4 days later and promised to rebuild New Orleans.
There is no way to imagine America without New Orleans. And this great city will rise again.
But 3 years later, the city's population has dropped by 1/3, and New Orleans now has America's highest number of homeless people. In his defense, Bush says it'll happen eventually, but first he has to finish getting the lost city of Atlantis to rise again. Number 3, peace in the Middle East. Obviously, getting Israel and the Palestinians to make nice before he leaves office is a tall order, but GWB is an eternal optimist.
Not only possible, I believe it's going to happen, that there will be a signed peace treaty by the time I leave office.
No offense, sir, but this isn't an argument over the check at the Texas Rib Shack. One word of advice, though, if you want a deal, get Lionel Richie.
You go the Sunnis and the Shiites, you name anybody, the Israelis and the Jews. They get to Lionel Richie, they have no problem.
The deuce, number 2. Pay down America's national debt. You know, during the 2000 campaign, Bush said as president, he would pay the debt down to an historically low level. At the time, America's national debt was about $5.7 trillion. Now it's roughly about $10.5 trillion. That's a 53-year high. I think he knows where he went wrong, though. He should have promised to double it. And the #1 thing George Bush has to do before he leaves office, well, he's got to teach new immigrants to speak English. In 2006, Bush called for a task force to help immigrants learn America's history, civic policies, and most importantly, the English language. And Bush, by the way, a man who leads by example.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, we can't get fooled again."
Like the law, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, I guess none of this applies to him.